Welcome back to Make Play Treasure. Today we're reading The Magical Mystical Marvelous Coat by Catherine Ann Cullen and illustrated by David Christiana. The coat that I wear from the fall to the spring is my chunkiest, funkiest favorite thing, but the 6 reasons why it's a magical coat are the buttons that go from the heel to the throat. The first one says cold, and the second says warm. The third plays a tune that would calm any storm. The fourth is a star, and the fifth is a stone, and the sixth is a doll with a coat like my own. I went out on Monday to see what I'd see, and I saw a young giant who was hot as could be. That trouble, he said, with being long in the leg is the sun fries my head as though it were an egg. So I bit off my button, the one that said cold, and I handed it up for his hot hand to hold. And when he cooled down, he began to emote. What a megacouliferous, marvelous coat! I went out on Tuesday to see what I'd see, and I saw a white swan lying under a tree. Her feathers were frozen, all smothered in snow, though she struggled to fly, her poor wings wouldn't go. So I bit off my button, the one that said warm, and before long the swan was in fine flying form. As she took to the air, the first song in her throat was, "What a meltificent, marvelous coat!" I went out on Wednesday to see what I'd see, and I saw a great ship sailing over the sea. The rain blew so hard and the wind blew so high that the captain and crew began loudly to cry. So I bit off my button that played the sweet tune, and its beautiful song calmed the storm very soon. Then the captain and crew, as away they did float, sang, "Ahoy to that maritime marvelous coat!" I went out on Thursday to see what I'd see, and I saw an old wizard who whispered to me, "Since I wore out my wand at my spells I'm a flop. All I've left is a stick with no magic on top." So I bit off my button, the one like a star, and the way that it stuck to that stick that was bizarre. When the whiz waved his wand in the heavens it wrote, "What a magical, mystical, marvelous coat." I went out on Friday to see what I'd see, and I saw a snake searching for something for tea. "I'll slip down this burrow," he hissed with a grin, and 3 frightened bunnies squealed, "Don't let him in." So I bit off my button, the one like a stone, and I rolled it in front of the hole with a groan. As the snake slithered off, the 3 bunnies, I quote, said, "What a most meal-stopping, marvelous coat." I went out on Saturday to see what I'd see, and I saw a small elf who seemed sad as could be. "I've searched down below," he sighed, "and up above, but I can't find a smallish somebody to love." So I bit off my button, the dolly herself, and she yawned and she stretched and she smiled at the elf. As they danced in the twilight, they sang with one note, "What a matchmaking, marrying, marvelous coat." On Sunday, my mother and father said, "Child, to lose all 6 buttons seems wanton and wild." Before I could answer, the pockets they tried, and 6 magic buttons were waiting inside. So we sewed back the cold, and we sewed back the warm, and we sewed back the tune that could calm any storm. We sewed back the star, and we sewed back the stone, and we sewed back the doll with the coat like my own. As I buttoned my coat, Mother opened the door, and in came a crowd I've seen somewhere before. Some sailors, a giant, a swan, and an elf, 3 rabbits, 1 whiz, and my doll herself. We kissed in the kitchen, we hugged in the hall, and we skipped up the stairs, and we sang one and all. It's fashion, it's couture, it's high and it's haute. That megacouliferous, truly meltificent, meal-stopping, magical, maritime, marrying, mostly just marvelous coat. The end. Hope you like this book, and remember to like and subscribe so you can keep up with our reading events and activities. Catch you next time on Make Play Treasure. Bye!